because that's going to get in the way. Oh, it's working. It's working. This is Dungeon World. Let me bring the voices on and we can talk about this. I need to change channels though. Whoa. Because they're... Ah, hello, my friends.
Hello.
Looks like we do not have a Yumi yet.
After all the excitement in her message.
Yeah, but that was like at 4 a.m. She might have like passed over dead or something. Like, you know, like it's just like sleep. Hey, Bailey, what's up? So this is Dungeon World, and Dungeon World is a tabletop game that we play every Sunday here on stream. It is kind of like D&D, but with a much lighter system that we happen to really like. You can see our characters there on the right side of the screen. For the moment, Yumi is not with us. She shall be here, I suppose, though. I mean, I'm hoping, I'm praying. Yeah, please, the Yumi. And Laurel is our wonderful, wonderful dungeon master / storyteller / boss lady. And yeah, so it looks like we're all still getting settled in. I'm stiffened with anticipation for Dungeon World Sploosh. Okay, no longer stiffened. Anticipation. No. Anyways, you know what? I'm gonna give you a sploosh. Bam. Just sploosh all over the chat. There. I want to know, guys, on the screen here. You guys see the? I'm gonna ping it. This figure standing in the background of this picture.
I noticed that last week. Yeah, I was curious.
Yeah, I was like, who's that? No, Bailey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bailey.
All right. While I am finishing something in real life up for another 2 or 3 minutes, most namely breakfast, could somebody give a wrap up for everybody of the last scene?
Nope. We were here looking for a unicorn. Why were we looking for a unicorn again?
We were looking for a unicorn because Kethra was, she was infected is not the right word, but she cursed. No, she gained the ability of lycanthropy.
I mean, she kind of just she was at the store and she picked up a little bit, some bread, some eggs, and some werewolf. You know.
Yeah. And the problem is, it would have killed her. And nobody wants Kethra to be dead because of werewolf, because she turned into one. I mean, if Jaylin kills her, that's different.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not the first time she's had werewolf for breakfast.
Wow,
that's kind of crude. I like it.
So did Kethra suffer from hairballs?
No. Bailey says that Mathan looks a little bit like Rumple from Once Upon a Time, and I agree on that, actually. I hadn't noticed that until you pointed that out. I love Rumple. Rumple is an amazing character. Are you watching the new season? Anyways, we were curing Kethra of her lycanthropy. Dog eat dog world, or does she just like to wolf down her meal?
Wow, Rathi.
It's kind of funny that with her, the lycanthropy was an issue, because with Jaylin, it's actually a birthright. But we learned about the world that, one, the kind she was infected with wasn't really the same as his genetic werewolfism, and two, that it would be fatal in her because she is Grill. Apparently, Grills do not survive.
So lycanthropy is sexist?
Yeah, apparently it's sexist. Who knew that? As we live in a sexist world, apparently. I was like, but she could make an awesome werewolf if she wanted to be. But we got her the unicorn. We found out it was under the control of an unseelie fairy thingy of very scrupulous nature, and decided to hunt her down to fix the problem, as it were. in exchange for the fix for lycanthropy. Found another scheming fae along the way who agreed to take us to her if we posed as his prisoners. Then we
kissed us all.
Kissed us all. Yeah, the kisses were great. And then we kind of actually killed the bad lady fae, and the other tricky fae took the opportunity to basically absorb her power from her dying body and take over in her place. And we might have just, instituted a really bad dude on the throne in this fae forest, but it's not our problem anymore. We got our cure, and we're getting out.
So, how does Mathan feel about this?
Mathan is all right because of the vow he got the new prince to make, and although it wasn't perfect, yeah, it was still he can trust them to protect this bit of the forest, so he's relatively happy.
You've been wanting to do Dungeon World, but you don't have friends who are as dorky as you? Faery, I want to let you in on a secret. You're surrounded by dorks right now. That's all I'd say. Marathi's the biggest dork I know. It's a compliment, by the way.
Wait, I sound like Rumpel now?
Okay.
Wow.
Dearie. I love that show.
Not anywhere near like Rumpel. He's far too Scottish.
Oh, can we get Marathi in here for a little bit? Can we also wake Silver up? I just kind of want dueling Scots.
We cannot have dueling Scots. Not at this time in the morning.
Might need to be a little bit later in the day. It might be too early in the morning for dueling Scots.
I mean, you got to remember, there's many people out there that have only just got rid of the morning wood.
Okay. On that note, I'm going to jump in.
On the point of morning wood, I'm going to jump in.
Kethra and Jaylin, you guys do not have, you have first watch. And after everything goes calm and normally, and after you guys, Mathan and Elle have their watch. And as the two of you are drifting to sleep, you can hear them talking very softly, and it sounds like they're trying to resolve some things between them. And it sounds like they're having a really heartfelt conversation. You don't hear quite what's going on, just that the two of them are doing so. Kethra,
yes.
Your dreams drift you away, and you start having a replay of the vision you had in the elven, or in the temple in the village on the island, where Blue was standing watch over you. And you see a girl again, and you know whose sister she is. And as she's being dragged away and thrown through a portal, and you see this girl on a ship, much like the ones that you were, with a group of people similar to yourselves, except there is a younger girl who's with her. And this younger girl, she looks familiar too, as if you've seen her before. And what's most notable about this younger blonde girl that is with the sister. Is she has a necklace on that has a pendant that matches the one on Jaylin's sword. And in your dream, you see all of them taken to a city on this boat, and among about 5 children. And as they are taken off, and they're basically brought into a castle, this castle that they're taken into has a symbol, a heraldic symbol of a draconic face with 3 small diamonds running through it over a shield in kind of black and white. It's all dark and gothy. And as you see these girls and 3 boys being taken into the castle, everyone inside it is wearing dark robes and has scarlet red eyes. And you wake up from your vision.
Oh, that's a lot of information. Would I have woken up Jaylin at that point, or?
Absolutely, if you would like to.
Yeah, he's just like.
All right. I think when I wake up, I'm kind of gonna just like gasp really loudly and just kind of like shake myself, so like I have to move him when I wake up. Jaylin, wake up!
What's going on? And he snaps alert as if like there might be trouble.
I just had a really strange vision.
Vision or dream?
Yes.
What's troubling you?
I saw Quinn's sister.
Again?
Mm-hmm. And I saw a little girl wearing a necklace with a pendant that looked just like that symbol on your sword.
He actually looks to the sword and thinks about that for a moment, and then, even though I don't have the details of it, he describes what his sister looks like. Laurel?
It sure sounds to Kethra like it could have been the same girl. A few years older, but certainly just the way Jaylin himself is a few years older since the carriage was attacked.
Would that have been her?
Yeah, that's exactly her.
And Jaylin, that is the moment in time when you remember your sister's name. Tell us all what your sister's name is.
You could have, like, I don't know, what is Jaylin's sister's name? I never gave her a name. Because this was plot that was worked out for me. Because this is like, I'm the DM over here, and I'm going to give you tragic backstory. You know what? Laurel will get a kick out of this. Her name is Josephine. She didn't make up, but she loves it. There you go. Okay, yeah. That would have been Josephine. It's the first time he's spoken the name, and he actually like blinks at himself, like he's like, "Yeah, that was okay."
Kethra,
Mm-hmm.
Josephine, as she was there in your vision, spoke the name of the sister. What name what is the name of Quinn's sister?
Quinn's sister's name is Anna.
Hope Laurel's taking notes.
I am actually. Martkos.
Yes.
Describe one of the young men that was with the two sisters.
They would be kind of short, very thin. There's not much to them at all. Kind of mousy blonde hair. And let's go blue eyes.
And give him a name.
Tate. Oh, sorry.
Wait, was that a suggestion as the name?
Yeah.
Go for it, yeah. We'll call them Tate.
Elle.
Yes.
Give me a name for that order of mages, because as I'll just throw that out to people. That order of mages.
Well, of course.
That has them.
You see, that's a tough one. Naming a group of mages like that, just offhand. But maybe the Abyss Walkers would work.
The Abyss Walkers, absolutely.
Huh. It's almost as if Elle had that prepared.
That's as if I was world building with Laurel.
All right. Mathan.
Yes.
Give me a quick rundown of your conversation with Elle before you fell asleep and how it made you feel.
So Mathan had been a little bit kind of, I guess, upset, just a little bit kind of disturbed about the way he had treated Elle throughout their last kind of outing. And when he had tried to sort of, I guess, commune with the forest, and he couldn't do that because it was playing on his mind. So he had went over to her and offered an apology. And there had been a little bit of snark back from Elle, as is to be expected. But they had ended up kind of talking things through, and Mathan had revealed not everything, but a few hints as to a past he had back on that original island with the elves, which kind of gave Elle the hint of how hard he finds it to be around people, especially now that he has spent so long by himself. And Elle also revealed some reasons and past things as to why she is the way as well. That she goes for the kill first sometimes, from survival and to protect others. So yeah, they definitely feel closer now, and she's started to awake something in Mathan that he hasn't felt for a long time, like a closeness to someone, and that both scares him, but he finds it really nice to maybe start opening himself up to someone again.
Very nice. All three of you. Elle, when you wake up, and Mathan, as you're coming out of it, are waking up, and you hear Jaylin and Kethra talking a little urgently about something. Elle isn't where she had laid down to sleep. And as you start to sit up, you discover a kind of rolled up piece of paper tied with some string there by your hand.
Apparently, he is not interested in what it has to say.
No, he's probably in shock.
He's probably really pissed.
Wait, sorry, was that me?
Yes, that was you, Matt.
Oh, sorry. I thought you had said Elle.
No, that Elle isn't where she'd gone to sleep, and instead
Yes.
there is this note by you.
Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, then I pick up the note and unravel it.
Dear Mathan, I am writing this right after our talk, and I am truly sorry for hiding my true intentions from you, but I cannot let any of you risk yourself for me. I am too far gone, and any day now Wero will claim me. Please, when I am gone, don't let the others go after me. They will only die needlessly. And it's unsigned, but you obviously can figure out who's...
Like that ties in very well to the conversation we had, and Mathan frowns and sighs to himself because this is exactly what he not to do. That we would all, give our lives and could to protect her from Wero, and so he just clambers to his feet, and walks over to the others and just thrusts the note out to Jaylin.
Jaylin is looking a little panicked already over something, and then the note is handed to him, and he's like, "What's this?"
And Mathan just grumbles, "It's from Elle. She's gone."
Jaylin looks to the note, looks to Kethra. Are we going after her?
We need to.
Kethra?
Yes.
Roll wisdom.
Okay.
As you start getting up to get ready, you discover another note tied with a string that is there in your satchel on top of your supplies.
Jaylin, you didn't leave me this note, did you?
No.
And I pick up the note curiously. I look at it. Did your note look like this, Mathan?
I'm guessing it does, Laurel?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, and he just nods his head and says, "Yep, looks like you have one too."
I'm gonna open it.
I want to say with my final words, thank you for helping me discover my faith in Belle and myself. I will never forget our chat that night by the tree. It's one of the few times I've ever felt a connection to anyone. And at that point, I started to see you and Jaylin as family. I hope the two of you find the answers you are looking for, and Iago grows up to be big, strong, and level headed dragon. That boy is special in ways you would not even believe. So protect him and make sure Wero never gets anywhere near him. As for me, I have my own destiny, and I must follow one that will keep you, Jaylin, and Iago safe from Wero. If Wiro ever comes for Iago, remind him of the pact we made. Bel was our witness. My life for Iago's. Something doesn't sound fair about it, but he accepted, and Iago can live without knowing the truth. Please never share the information in this letter, not even with Jaylin. I would rather they think me a traitor than know the truth. I will never forget the times we had, and I hope you make more great memories with your family. Elle.
And at that, I am going to fold up the letter and place it in my satchel. And I just look at them and I say, no, we're not going after her.
Someone else is missing.
Iago?
Wait, where's Iago?
Jaylin's already up on his feet looking around. Iago! Where did he go?
Elle. Describe the place you've reached in the forest, headed in the hours that you have spent traveling.
I reckon that since she did not want to be followed, she's traveling lightly. Probably only brought one of her daggers with her and just left everything else behind, and she probably would have been able to make it a good way to the edge of the forest by this point, just probably coming into a clearing at the edge.
You are just reaching the edge of the forest. When you see above you, riding a pair of griffins, two female warriors who are wearing the griffins are just a slate gray, and there looks like there's something almost wrong with them. The way they move is very strange. They don't seem like natural animals at all. And they are dressed in black with a sort of a gray tinge, and they have a sigil on their tabards of a draconic head with a shield, and they are diving the birds down, but not at you. At something that is in the forest behind you, and you have a terrible, terrible feeling about what caught their attention.
Can I roll wisdom to see if I actually am able to discern what the thing behind me is?
Absolutely.
Nope.
No.
No. Birds go down, and there is a girl who comes running forward, and kind of going, no, 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 no. And she looks at you stricken and goes, they're after me. They shouldn't be after something in the forest. There should be there, and starts kind of muttering and cursing a little bit under her breath. And she bolts in the direction behind you all, or the direction that you had come. Kethra, Martkos, and Jaylin.
Yeah.
Kethra, you get a terrible feeling that Iago's in trouble.
Jaylin is already looking for any kind of path, trail, any kind of clues as to where Iago got off to.
And I just grabbed Jaylin's arm and say, "We have to find him. We have to find him now."
Roll wisdom. All three of you can.
Jaylin's actually going to shift to a wolf and try to follow his scent.
Yep. Mathan, you see the trail plainly, and Kethra, you just know. You just know. And as you're running forward, there is a you hear Iago cry out and see these two griffin-like creatures with riders that are now pursuing him through the forest. Elle,
Yes.
you have a choice. You can be Elle. You can be the girl. You can be both in the pursuit of what's about to happen.
I'll take both.
Absolutely. You guys go crashing back. And Kethra, normally you're not faster than Mathan and Jaylin, but something is just giving you that extra burst of energy. So you are the one to see that one of the riders throws out her hand and a bolt of energy goes right towards Iago. And he whips around. And as he's whipping around, the horsehair or the unicorn hair bracelet that was upon his wrist suddenly glows and creates sort of a shield of energy around him. But the bolt hits it and it starts to crack.
Okay. Is he close enough to us that I can yell out to him and get his attention to come towards us, or?
Yes.
All right. So I'm just going to call out to him. I go, "Iago, quickly, this way." And I just kind of I'm running towards him, hoping that he will run towards me.
Somebody roll 2d6 for me.
No.
Iago starts running towards you, but trips and falls. And one of the riders leaps off their beast and has a pole arm and is just about to swing it down. And as they're swinging it down, Elle, you
Yes.
have the opportunity to leap in.
Yes, Elle would leap in between.
Make a dex roll for me. You leap in. That one dagger that you took with you plunges into the war mage's heart, and the other one hits you with a bolt of energy, just the same kind as it had just thrown at Iago, and it just tears into you. your whole body feels like it's on fire. And Mathan, you see Elle take that blow standing between one of the two war mages and Iago is screaming no. And you just see the way the magic, which is it is as wrong as the orcs were wrong.
Okay.
It is the antithetical to all things nature, and everything that the great forest is and everything that you are is opposed by cosmology to this abyssal energy that is being cast by these two. It's not the energy of the elves of the ocean, because even that had its place in nature. This is almost anti-nature.
Okay. So this is coming from the second rider.
Yeah, the second rider.
Are they like on the ground, or are they in the air still?
They are both on the ground now, and so are their mounts.
Okay. Which region are these griffins from? Or my basic question being, can I turn into one?
No, they are not living creatures.
Okay.
They are, in fact, roll me wisdom really quick. Or no, I take that back. Roll intelligence really quick.
Okay, that was an 8.
They are the souls of a pair of dead griffins that have somehow been made manifest.
Okay. Then I think, can I have Mathan turn into his bear form then?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so he's just been sprinting, as Kethra ran ahead, he's just sprinting behind. He sees Elle take this magic that just feels so wrong to him. And he just gives out, especially after this closeness that he had just started to feel to Elle the previous night. He just lets out a roar and starts to shift to his bear form.
Yes. Give yourself +2 strength, +1 stamina.
Okay, so stamina would be Constitution?
Constitution, sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, and he's sprinting forward, and he gives out this roar, and he never stops moving as that sort of spirit bear appears over him, and he just shifts into it, taking on his giant moss bear form, and he just goes barreling at this rider, and yeah, he's just throwing himself at him basically.
And the war mage just starts to turn and sees you coming at you, and go ahead and roll a defy danger. You could even make Constitution to just take it if you wished. Oh, Strength works.
So that would be an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just going to power through it. Like, he's not stopping.
And you see this mage starts another spell, and the energy starts to hit Mathan, but Mathan's aura is just burning bright green and gold as the rage takes it, and you crash into the the abyssal war mage. And go ahead and roll damage, and this will be at a +2. But apparently they have mage armor, so you are on top of them.
My damage rolls, please.
All right. Meanwhile, Iago, Kethra, and Jaylin is just frozen because they just saw Elle literally body shield him, and you guys just know with a sinking feeling that Elle's not going to make it.
Yeah.
Jaylin's gonna charge. He's gonna run in. He's on all fours, but he's going to, when he gets to the other side of Iago, shift up and pull his shield, and he's just going to make sure that nothing else comes at Iago.
Excellent. Kethra, one of the mounts spies you and comes racing towards you. As it's no, comes racing at you, and as it does, it starts to shift, and it changes from a griffin form into a streaking spear. Roll Defy Danger.
I'm going to defy danger with an intelligence roll.
You recognize that it is magic. And it's the magic of the person that Elle just drove a dagger into their heart. And they're dying, the magic is weakening. So all you have to do, literally, is kite it. And dodge in and out of the trees.
Okay.
And it just gets weaker and weaker as you evade it. Meanwhile, Jaylin, the other griffin, turns into a giant grayish sword and comes hurling itself at you and your shield. You defy danger, or actually con it, either way.
Let's see. Are there any other targets nearby?
There is the Mathan has the other abyssal mage underneath them, and there's the one that is literally on top of Elle, where they're kind of holding on to each other, dying.
I'm going to defy danger based on Constitution because he's just going to hunker down, shield up, plant his sword in the ground. He's going to take it with the shield.
Roll 2d6.
Kethra is not going to like this.
Take 5 points of damage.
Well, I would, but I haven't rolled to actually defy the danger yet.
Oh, well. Roll to defy the danger. Sorry. Okay. Take 5 points of damage.
I have 4 armor. I'll take 4.
Actually, it's the shield itself. The other armor doesn't count. It tears through that. But the The shield is what, 2?
The shield is 1.
1. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. We're just going to say take 4. And I take a moment here. Sorry, I'm having to get something.
That's what Jaylin was doing.
Yep. Alexandra.
Yes.
You started off. Tell me how you started off your night before the 2 abyssals found you and started chasing you around.
Well, yeah. She was just making camp, preparing herself some food, setting up some spells on the outside to alert her of any movement in the forest that may come after her while she's resting. And then, just as she was getting settled in at a camp, and the fire was getting nice and toasty, that one of the spells alerted her to the presence of something, and she noticed the 2 mages.
And they gave chase. And they chased you to the forest edge. And then you saw them veer off from you for another target. And you just instinctively knew that whatever it was that interested them was essential that they didn't catch it, because you knew how badly they wanted to take you. But if anything they wanted to take more than you, they should never ever have. And you burst onto the scene last because you're not quite as physically fast as Elle. And you see that the girl that you had just spoken to apparently killed one of them, but at the cost of her own life. You see the other one is down on the ground with a giant druidic bear. And you have the sense that that's a druid. On top of it, you see that the soul mounts have taken weapon forms. And one of them is chasing a girl through the forest, but it's losing power. The other one struck at a warrior. And Jaylin, you are in human form.
Yes.
Who seems to be shielding a young boy. And to your mage senses, that boy is pure life magic. It's very obvious that that boy was the reason that the abyssals abandoned you to attack him instead. And that is what you walk in on. And I'm going to give you a moment to just think about all of that and go back to the group. Mathan.
Yes.
The abyssal upon you manages to put its hand on your bare chest and is trying an incantation.
Okay.
To defy danger with this is basically your will versus their will. So
Okay.
roll 2 wisdom rolls for me. The first is yours. The second is theirs. But use the same stat. Basically, use yours.
So the first one is mine, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So that's mine. And that is theirs. Of course.
Of course. Of course. As you are temporarily petrified. Not as in your body actually changes, but you are frozen.
Okay.
Kethra, the energy that's been chasing you around is going to go out at the end of this term. Jaylin, you get an action to take an action now of your own against the soul sword.
He's going to deflect it.
Awesome. Roll Constitution.
Okay.
Unless you have something else in mind.
Thinking. Yay.
That is enough to deflect it. It would leave your quarter or your side open for another attack, but there is nothing to attack you. And Iago at this point in time starts focusing himself. You get a +1 forward for the rest of this combat from Iago, as he's kind of accidentally casting a blessing upon you. Alexandra, that
Yes,
damn abyssal just petrified the druid, and you know that's going to leave him, the bear, vulnerable for having an attack.
Then, honestly, Alexandra sees that the bear's become like just frozen in place. Thinks there's something bad that's gonna come from this, and decides it's time to take action. And she's just gonna ready some black magic.
Ready away.
Really? First fucking roll on this sheet?
Sorry, I'm taking a moment. I'm watching to see what Kethra types.
I'm taking a moment because I'm reading what Battle Mage or War Mage does.
Yes, by all means.
Oh, is that your class?
No, I'm actually Mage.
Okay.
Oh, good. War Mage doesn't have that. Because on a few of the Mage ones, you get to pick an option even on a miss.
Oh, right. Kethra comes forward, and Mathan, and you see, just as you're kind of frozen, and the mage on the ground is like throwing up her hand, where she's pulling herself out and she's getting back to cast. Suddenly, Kethra barrels through right the two of you, and the mage reaches out her hand to slap it against you, and she slaps the soul blade instead. There's a ripple of magic that knocks you and Kethra and Alexandra, all of you, off your feet. And Alexandra, that's why your spell failed, because there was basically a blast and you all got knocked over. But Mathan, you are no longer paralyzed.
Okay.
And Kethra, you kind of come to a roll. The soul blade itself is gone now, but there's that one female mage that's cursing. And you see her tabard has that same symbol as you had in your dream. And you recognize her. You recognize Quinn's sister.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to jump to my feet and draw my sword and just say, it's you.
And she turns towards you slightly. And goes, I don't know you. Goes, but give me the dragon and I'll let the rest of you live.
No. That's not how this goes. I'm sorry.
She goes, I'm sorry too. You're you're almost pretty. And she starts casting a new spell.
I throw my sword at her.
Do it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a volley for all intents and purposes.
12.
Describe to me what the sword does to her.
So he's gonna take it like it's a spear, right? And he's gonna chuck it forward. I assume that he would have been aiming for her. He was originally aiming for her arm, because he wanted to throw off the spell that she was throwing. I guess depending on what damage I roll here, it's gonna be different how this is narrated. So should I roll damage?
Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh.
12.
The sword pierces right through her. And as it connects, the other girl that was on the ground that had just taken one of Elle's daggers to the heart lets out a scream. And Elle, as you're laying there, as all of this is going on, as there's you see, it feels like an explosion of light all around you. And there is Wiro in the middle of that light, who's looking at you. And he goes, this was not the way I wanted this game to end. I can't have you. Why can't I have you?
And Elle's is gonna give Wiro just as good a smirk as she can with her current state. And just say, I mean, games never end the way you want. But maybe you can change that.
And he sort of sighs. And Elle, you are at the gates of death. Describe to you what you see, and describe to you what bargain death offers you, and the choice you make thereafter. There's no dice needing to be rolled on any of that.
Well, to Elle, the gates of death would be like they'd be something very much like they'd look like a slum, like the place where she'd truly feel at home, since she was raised in a city full of thieves and beggars. And I don't know what the bargain should be. You go ahead and pick it, Laurel.
And the bargain is there is that you see clearly the necklace around the girl. There's literally a girl standing next to you, like she too is poised on on death. And death says, one of you is coming to me and one of you is going back to deal with your masters. And the girl shivers and whimpers. And around her neck is that pendant that matches Jaylin's sword. And she goes, please don't send me back.
So would Elle be able to talk to her?
Yes.
And Elle's just gonna curiously look at the pendant and up at her and just say, you were taken. I think I might know your brother.
He goes, my brother died a long time ago.
Trust me, we all thought that, but that bug is harder to touch than you'd think.
And she goes, he can't save me, not after everything they've done to me.
Then would you choose to die?
Maybe if I die, I won't go back to the castle of the void.
And Elle's just gonna kind of just tap her on the shoulder and just say, go on ahead then. It's your choice. I have a dragon I have a date with.
And she steps through. And as she steps through, you hear Wiro's voice surrounding you, and then you feel his presence around you. And he sighs, and he goes sad, and he goes, no, poor thing. She will go back to the castle of the void. But she's an abyssal. She was already dead. She can't, anything that kills her in the realm of the living will just cast her back to the abyss. But you, my champion, oh, the adventures that you and I shall have. Thank you for choosing me.
And she just through grit teeth says, I didn't choose you, but we have a deal, and I'd never break my promise.
We have a deal. You are mine. Iago is not. And he tilts your head up and kisses you.
And she's just gonna give in to him.
All right.
Like, she's done fighting. She's had a whole lifetime of it.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Jaylin, your sword hit, connected. There was a burst of light. It shimmers and fades. As it shimmers and fades, you see Mathan picking himself up the ground. You see Kethra picking herself off the ground. You see Iago picking himself off the ground. And you see a strange girl that was not one of the ones that was attacking you all, picking herself off the ground. There's no sign of the other bodies, and there's no sign of Elle's body.
Jaylin goes to fetch his sword. and then turns it on the new girl.
The new girl has a piece of jewelry in her hand. And it's like she's kind of blinking and looking at it because it wasn't at her hand when she fell. But it's a necklace that matches the symbol on your sword. Kethra, that's the necklace you saw in your vision.
All right. I'm gonna look up at her and say, "Where did you get that?"
He's actually demanding the same thing at the same time, only he's not being nice about it.
I don't know. I must have grabbed it while I was getting up off the ground.
Why would it be here?
Well, those mages were the Abyss Walkers. It only makes sense that strange stuff happens while they're around.
Wait, Jaylin.
No.
I think I know what happened to Josephine.
He looks to her, but he doesn't want to say a word. Because he's afraid if either of them say it, they're going to say out loud something he doesn't want to hear.
And I just look at him, and I just, like, you could see the tears starting to form, and I just say, "I'm sorry, Jaylin. I'm so sorry."
He drops the sword. He reaches out to Alexander and goes, "I would have that if you'd let me."
And then she just slowly approaches him, kind of skeptically, and just hands him the locket. Well, the necklace.
Thank you.
And she just, like, seeing the obvious pain he's going through, and just says, "I'm sorry for your loss."
We lost another good friend today, too. He looks to where he last saw Elle.
Where Elle was, there is a curled up this, you know how she'd picked up that tattoo that was on her chest? It is there, shimmering as an amethyst crystal that's just kind of glowing and throbbing.
Kethra would like to pick that up.
Pick that up. Kethra, describe to me how it feels to pick it up.
As I touch the crystal, I kind of feel an energy pulsing from it. It's warm to the touch, but not burning hot. Almost like it was alive.
You get the sense that it isn't like that's Elle's soul so much as nonetheless there's a resonance from that crystal shape that is kind of the embodiment of Elle's silent love and ferocious devotion towards you all, especially Iago. And you get a sense that in some small way, that crystal is going to be looking out for you and especially him and Math and all of you. as if that was a gift left from Elle herself.
Well, actually, Elle has one last gift that she left for Iago.
Yes.
Which is the owl egg, which still needs to be hatched.
Yes. The owl egg. Funny enough, we're going to have the owl egg having hatched in the middle of all of this magical craziness. And Mathan, you're the one that discovers that Elle's owlet, the egg, kind of, as you're picking it up, it literally cracks open in your hand. And there's a hungry black owlet.
Did the group see Hwiro appear?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Mathan is still in his bear form. And he looks over to where he had seen Elle last. And he kind of ambles over, and he sniffs like at the ground where she had been. And he then sniffs at the amethyst that Kethra had picked up. And he just kind of like, it's almost like his legs give out. He just kind of like slumps down onto the ground. And as much as you can't see an expression on the bear, like you can just feel the sadness coming from him.
I want to pet the bear.
Yeah. So skip the owlet for right now.
Well, no, I was going to say that's when he sees like the egg, and he kind of like creeps forward on his belly and like sniffs at it, and that's where it like hatches, at his touch.
Aww.
Aww.
God damn it, Azu.
God damn it, Torong.
So yeah, when it hatches, like his head kind of like jerks back a little, and then he leans in and sniffs at it again, and that's when like the bear form kind of goes insubstantial and fades away, and he's just sat there on the ground, and he scoops up the little owlet in his hands and is just sat there, and there are tears running down his face as he just sits where Elle had been lying.
So, Alexandra, you witness the sheer grief that is going on among them all. And it sounds like we've got the person they lost was clearly very, very important to them. And you see that crystal that Kethra is holding. And you almost feel something reaching out to you from it, asking you to help protect these people, to help them with their mission in exchange for access to power. And you feel kind of a new throb of magical energy through you.
And she's just gonna like she's gonna kind of shake off that feeling, and she's gonna say, I will help them, but I will not wish to do it in return for power. I have power of my own that I must stick to the teachings of.
Kethra, you hear the girl saying that, talking to someone or something.
Okay.
Ignore that.
I hear that, and I'm going to turn to Alexandra. And I'm looking at her curiously. Oh?
And Alexandra looks to Kethra, gives a bit of a curtsy, and just says, Alexandra Flameheart, at your service.
It's nice to meet you, Alexandra. I'm Kethra.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, although it is on such bad terms.
Yeah, today was not a good day to meet new friends, but you are welcome if you wish to join us.
Well, I heard one of you mention a dragon.
Iago looks up. He's been crying.
Mm-hmm.
He's just sobbing over Elle.
This is Iago. He's our dragon.
And
Yes.
Alexandra just crouches down in front of him and just starts writing notes in her journal.
He kind of shrinks away from her a little closer to Mathan as she's writing her notes.
And when he shrinks away, she's just like, don't be afraid. My family protects your kind.
That's good because we have sworn our lives to protect him under any circumstance.
That I can see.
Mathan, in your hand, the owlet just kind of makes a little chip sound, and you know that finding it food is probably something to focus on, even if it's like something to do right now that's important, and kind of put yourself into the side of, okay, young life must help. And you can just, use some rations for that.
Okay.
Some strips of dead meat, although raw meat is better.
Can I have Mathan lay sort of gather up some foliage and make just a little kind of quick basic nest, and then turn into a bird and go quickly hunt something and come back and feed it that way. He has no rations.
Yes, you can.
So it would be like the kind of regurgitating it to the young type of thing.
So
he would
you can turn into an owl and be owl mom. Yes, you can.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he goes over to a nearby tree that has a little kind of hollow in the roots and places that are there and kind of wraps up, and then the group just see him disappear in the woods with kind of a flurry of feathers, returning a moment later and sort of just sticking his head into the roots of the tree and yeah, he feeds the little owl.
Alrighty. As you're feeding the owl and keeping kind of focused on that, and Iago is kind of focused on that right now, and trying to and absently stroking the unicorn hair bracelet that he's wearing. Kethra, you slowly become aware that Jaylin isn't talking, and that he's kind of wandered off to the side of the glade, and he's just turned away from everyone.
Yeah. I'm gonna give Iago another quick hug, and I'm gonna kind of push him towards towards where Mathan is, and just say, "Stay with the birds. They'll keep you safe." I look over at Alexandra and I say, "And our new friend will watch over you too, okay?" And then I walk over to Jaylin.
He nods.
And I'm just going to place a hand on his shoulder. Hey, you all right?
Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
No, none of this tough guy bullshit. Are you really okay?
No, I'm not. But I will be.
She's not like the others. You know that, right?
He goes, we have no proof.
No. I saw the one you killed. I know who it was. Josephine was not like her.
Did anyone see the other?
I don't know. But she was as treacherous as her brother. She will pay for this.
He kind of just clenches the pendant in his hand and goes, I think I'd like some time alone.
Okay. I'm here if you need me.
Thanks.
And I just squeeze his shoulder and walk back to the group.
And she now sees Mathan sat back in his elf form at the tree roots, and he's like pulled Iago down onto his knee, and they're just sat like kind of holding the owl, and he's trying his best to comfort Iago now, trying to push his own grief to the side.
And Iago is putting on a brave game face too, of nodding and trying to focus on the owl. And then he says to he goes, I don't want to call her Elle, but I want to call her something that like Elle. What should we name her?
What about Alana?
Alana's a good name. And he goes, can I try and feed Alana?
And Mathan sort of like cupping the owl, like holds it closer to him, and so that he can feed it some of the remains that Mathan had brought back.
And he does, and he goes, Alana, you're going to be as brave and loyal as Blue, and 100 times more smart. And you're not going to get hit with any arrows. And I'm going to suggest that for that particular day, the group probably doesn't really move forward much, but everyone has time to kind of pull themselves together, and talk to Alexandra. After a couple of hours of some of the grief itself has worn off. And I encourage you all to ask each other some questions and get to know each other in character just for a few.
Okay. So I'm going to start off and just turn to Alexandra. How did you find us?
I didn't actually. It just happened to be lucky. Those mages were after me. But
Oh,
they spotted something they deemed more worthy than a mage whose family has been at war with theirs for thousands of years. So I knew, but something wasn't right.
your family's been at war with these mages for thousands of years?
Ever since we set up to protect the dragons.
I see.
But I just happened to be out here traveling. Although I am part of the family, I am currently exiled.
Why? What did you do?
I used my magic for some not so good reasons, and I have been exiled until I have redeemed myself in their eyes.
I see. So what brings you out this way?
Looking for some work, people to help. There's always use for a mage around these parts.
I can't promise much coin, but you're always welcome to join us.
Oh, I don't take coin. I have enough to last me a lifetime.
I see.
Jaylin mutters under his breath, I could have swear that you said there's always room for a mage.
And she just looks at Jaylin and says, just because I'm looking for work does not mean I'm looking for coin. I would much rather they share the secrets of the arcane with me.
The way I see it, the less magic floating around in the world, the better.
And I just give a sharp look to Jaylin and then turn back to Alexandra. So you deal in secrets? And I kind of smile a little.
I think he just got blocked.
And she just looks at Kethra, just sees her smile a little, feeling a bit uneasy at this point, and just being like, secrets of the arcane, yes, but only mages can really understand them.
Well, fair enough.
But maybe I'll let you see in my journal one day.
Speaking of you and your journal, Elle,
Yes.
roll intelligence for me.
Oh, good.
Or I should say that at this point I'm going to start calling Alexandra. Roll intelligence for me. All right, Alexandra. I want you to tell the group in character 3 pieces of lore. And one of them is going to be lore about the dragons. One is going to be lore about the abyssals. And the third piece of lore is going to be about the Taos dynasty and the old king and how he died. I know this is a lot I'm dumping on you at once.
Hold on. How would she specifically know that?
Because she's read it in a book.
Mm.
This is basically free stuff that's in your books
Would this
that you're
be
not
a
going to have to
magic
use.
book?
It could be.
I mean, they are a dynasty of werewolves.
And it's also the Abyssal Walkers are who killed him, so it could be something dealing with the war.
True.
And you don't have to do it all right now. You can just write yourself a note for that stuff to come out as you please. But I want you to
let them keep talking to her and get to know her. Maybe it'll come out, but I can't really force it at the moment.
That's okay. In that case, what? Actually, I'm going to. Yeah, never mind. I'm going to change my thoughts on you guys. Jaylin, how are you feeling?
Yeah, he's not the happiest. Why? What's up?
I'm just checking in on you. And what are you doing as Kethra and Alexandra are talking, and Iago and Mathan are distracting themselves with Alana?
Oh, Jaylen's actually just been hovering there, muttering about magic and getting the dirty looks from from Kethra. So he's part of that conversation, marginally.
Oh, okay.
I would like to ask more questions of Elle or Alexandra.
Absolutely.
So, what do you know about those women that we just fought? You called them abyssals?
The Abyss Walkers, yes. They've been at war with my family for about maybe 2,000 years by this point. They take children at a young age, and she just thinks to herself, trying to find a nice way to put this, but turns them into a army of undead mages.
Is there any way to save one?
We've never been able to capture one.
I see.
They didn't leave bodies.
Alexandra, as you're saying this, and Jaylin says they didn't leave bodies, you glance at him and you realize that the necklace that the one had worn, which was left behind, establishes a connection or a conduit that you've never seen or read of. You've never seen one of them actually have anything of themselves remain behind after they were killed and returned to the abyss.
She comes to this realization that and just looks to Jaylin and just says, and hops to her feet and says, "Wait a minute. That necklace. Never before has anything been left behind after they've disappeared."
Pause for a second. Zekim, thank you for the 9-month resub and the sub baby.
Any magic missile attacking the darkness yet?
Yeah, we're gonna attack plenty of darkness with magic missiles here in a minute. So he obviously is turning it over in his hand again, and he goes, "This belongs to somebody that was very important to me." He goes, "I don't know if that means anything, but you were the one that had it, and you were sure that it was left behind by them. So your guess is as good as mine."
I don't take guesses. And I'm pretty sure that that was left behind because of its connection to you.
Great, so they're not only trying to kill us or steal our dragon, they're sending messages too. That's fun.
And she takes a closer look and just says, "May I take a look at that symbol on your sword?"
He's hesitant, but he draws the sword and hands it to her.
And she just takes a close look and just says, the Taust family.
You recognize that.
Of course I do. My family served yours in the Great War.
That's impossible.
The Great War?
Yeah,
So
he's gonna look at Kethra because he wants to know the answer to her question.
And she just sighs and just says, have you all never read a book?
And I just kind of look at her. I like squeeze Jaylin's knee just to kind of shut up and turn back to her and say, it's not a matter of not reading books, maybe not reading the right books, or in Jaylin's case, being allowed to read the right books. Perhaps you can tell us more?
And Alexandra, she starts looking through her bags, looking for a book that she's sure she grabbed before she left home. And she manages to find a book that's titled Magic at War.
You've got
And she
him.
just
You got
hands
him
it to
curious.
Jaylin.
Yeah, he starts to flip through the book.
And like Alexandra guides it to a specific page that refers to what her group of mages refer to as the Wolf King. Fighting a war against the Abyss Walkers.
This is he looks at Kethra and he goes, This is about my father.
Well, if you wanted to know more about him.
Why is it all here?
And she just, with a rather cocky smirk, just says, "You'd be amazed the information mages keep."
Thank you, I suppose. He looks annoyed. He's just like so annoyed. He's like, mages.
And I give him another little squeeze on his knee, but this time I dig my nails into his skin. Like, really? She's trying to be nice and help us out here.
And he's like, God, stop that. Okay. I've been looking all over for anything, and this is one of the first major leads I've had, so thank you. I'm grateful. I don't understand. And he's like, may I keep this? The book.
You may borrow it, but my family will notice it's missing sooner or later. Even I shouldn't have that book at this time, but I wanted a good read upon my journey.
And maybe I could ask your family what they know about mine.
We can only go back there once I've redeemed myself to not see me otherwise.
Jaylin smiles and he goes, Oh, you're one of those.
And she sighs and says, yes, I may have been a bit of a rebel in my younger years. But I atone for it now.
Well, you have a place here. with us.
And she just thinks to herself and says, maybe finding a lost prince would be a good enough redemption.
Jaylin actually looks back over his shoulder like someone else is there, and he's like, yeah, let me know when you find him.
You're carrying their sword. You fit the description. I'm willing to put 100 coins that you can transform into a wolf like your father.
And Kethra just smiles coyly at Jaylin. Your dad is the Wolf King.
I hate you all. No, he's like, yes, that's me. I'm not about to be anybody's bargaining chip, though.
It's not bargaining. After all, you want information. I want my titles back.
Do you really want to go to a place that stuffy? I mean, sounds like they might have, like, I don't know, cramped your style.
And you know, at this point, she's just gonna cast a spell. And it's gonna be an illusion spell.
Okay. Describe it.
And this spell is gonna be... She's gonna change Jaylin's outfit on the outside. Like, the outfit itself is gonna stay the same for what he's wearing, but the looks of it, it's gonna look like he's wearing the same as Alexandra.
Can we get a picture of Alexandra on the screen, please?
You know, yeah,
I can send you the
can.
bigger picture if you want.
Fact.
Hmm.
It's that time.
Which time?
The time.
I don't know what you're talking
Nothing?
about. Oh, we're back here.
Oh, why is there a corpse on the screen?
Oh, there is. Mathan, what are you doing here? I mean, wait, what?
Wow.
And we needed an
Apparently
Iago.
the corpse is walking.
And it walked off the screen. Alright. I don't have control of Jaylin's token anymore. I hate this. I want Jaylin. Give me my token.
Perhaps
At least
Jaylin's
you
token isn't ready
exist
to
at
move
the
yet.
moment.
Give me my furry back.
I'm right here. What?
What? You're not the... Whoa. We cured you of the furry.
We established that Ketra's a furry, though.
After all, fur balls.
I don't have control over my own furry. I could get furious about this.
Damn it.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah, she looks quite something when you look at her. It's like, she looks evil as all hell, because she doesn't even have a staff. She uses a scythe.
Wait, is she Edda?
She's Edda, but good.
So Jaylin is now in a proper dress then.
He's in a
Yeah,
proper dress.
Jaylin's wearing
and
a
he's
dress.
up on his feet, and he's patting at himself, and he's just like, I mean, I've had to wear worse or less.
Ta-da! The current group.
Yay.
Iago's the best member of the group. I'm sorry, guys. He's my favorite. We're doing this right now.
Rude.
I wish I just had control of my Jaylin. I have the party token, though. I control everybody. Wait, why are we in the water? Thank you. Thank you. I finally have Jaylin now.
You're welcome.
He's gonna just turn away and go, okay, I get your point. Parlor tricks is what you bring to the party.
And then she chuckles and just says, "No, that's my secondary teaching. The school I come from happens to be the school of the dragon."
He looks to Iago.
And Iago goes, "Can you teach me how to shape into being an actual dragon again? Because it's like I feel so helpless during combat, and they're always trying to protect me, and I want to be able to protect them."
Although, why is Kethra also Alexandra? I can move Kethra. She's gonna go drown.
No, bring her back.
Not moving Kethra. I'm trying to fix her.
Alright, she's back.
No fixing Kethra. So Jaylin is actually going to point at the sword that Iago has. Are you not keeping up with your practice?
Yes, I'm keeping up with my training, but it's not the same. It's like Elle died and I couldn't save her, and she died saving me.
And so you want to run off into a fight and get hurt and make her sacrifice mean nothing.
No, but you just don't understand.
And Alexandra's just gonna walk over to him and just tap him on the shoulder and just reassuringly just say, Now, young one, you will get your time to fight, but first you must learn to control your magic."
Show me how.
Jaylin actually mentioning that kneels down and goes, "You helped me."
How?
I don't know. You were the one that did it. I felt it. You helped me.
And he goes, "I helped you how?"
Because you don't remember during the fight?
Not really. I was kind of in shock.
Oh, we all kind of were.
And Alexander's just gonna lean into Iago's ear and whisper to him and just say, Tell me the thing you fear most in the world."
The thing that I feel the most, or the thing I fear most?
Fear.
I kind of want to say my Uncle Wiro, but I know there's things that are scarier than him.
Describe him to me.
And he starts to say something, and he goes, he can take any form he wants. It isn't what he's like physically. He has this energy, and it's pink, but it's mean, and it's it like whips around you, and it makes you feel weird. Like he's he's dangerous, and then he sort of drops his voice and he goes, and he's slutty, and
Jaylin raises a brow.
And I don't like it.
Hearing that, Alexandra, in an attempt to get him to show his magic again, is going to try and scare him by summoning the illusion of what he just described.
Oh boy.
And that is 11.
Roll 2d6 plus 1 for me, Alexandra.
Just so you know, this magic can never hurt.
It can never hurt. And the illusion causes Iago to sort of jerk back and throw up his hands. And as he's throwing up his hand, he casts a bless spell on everyone.
When he casts a spell, Alexandra's just going to just have the illusions disappear.
And he goes, whoa. And he looks at his hands. And as he's looking at his hands, and you both see that there is glowing, bright green, like emerald green marks in both of his hands of a sigil of some kind.
And Alexandra's seeing this is going to instantly whip out her journal and start sketching these marks.
Jaylin's gonna kneel down and pat him on the shoulder and go, "Not bad."
As you're sketching them, Alexandra, you recognize that they are the draconic symbol for the Emerald Dragon. And you've read somewhere a prophecy about the Emerald Dragon, but you don't remember the details. It would require some research.
And she's just going to give him a pat on the head and just say, "You're going to be an interesting one, aren't you?"
I hate it when you people pat me on the head. Just because I'm only 2 weeks old, I'm not a baby.
That's kind of the definition of a baby.
And Ketra's just gonna kneel down and hug him and say, "Fine, is this better?"
Yes.
And Alexandra, understanding that 2 weeks in dragon age is already reaching his teens, she's just gonna be like, "Oh, I apologize. I thought you were a lot younger. It's not often that a dragon of your age has not learned to control his transformation."
Out of character, that's really reaching his teens, because dragons live for freaking ever.
They live forever, yeah. In terms of his physical human appearance, teens, but no, he's still just a hatchling of a dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
We
a
had
hatchling of a
also-
dragon, but in terms of size and sheer power, dragons mature quickly.
And then they stay that way. Yeah.
Fair
and they
enough.
throw their hands up, and they stay there, and they stay there. Wait, sorry.
And I'm sorry, Martkos, you were saying something.
I was just going to say that we had said when we had first picked up Iago that it would be, I think we had said like a couple of years
Yeah.
before he got control of the shape shifting.
Yeah. He was told that it would take a long time for him to master it, and that he'd be stuck in this form for a while.
Yeah, but you see, there's different dragons in the world.
Yeah, but we were told that by his mother. You can't go changing lore just because it suits your character.
No, but the character
but
can
that
believe
could
different
be
lore.
absolutely what she was taught.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
fair
could be.
enough.
And yeah, so Jaylin is just like, but you are an infant.
Oh yeah, well you're an infant.
Yeah,
And to be-
actually, and he's like, actually, yeah, I am pretty young. especially when standing next to a dragon.
Mathan just looks around everyone and just like shakes his head like, you're all infants. Because he's pretty old, like he's been around for a while.
Yes, we get it. We're on your lawn. We'll move.
He actually smiles at that, remembering something Elle had said to him the night before, because she had called him a grumpy old druid. And that just kind of makes him smile.
All right. We are going to fast forward a couple of days. You guys have been heading north into the mountain. And Kethra, what was the most interesting animal that you guys encountered along the way?
So in the mountains,
In the mountains.
There are these little, I don't want to call them rats because they're bigger than rats and they're cuter. They almost look like giant hamsters. And when I say giant, I mean relative to normal size hamsters. So they're maybe about 12 inches long by, maybe 6 or 7 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very fluffy.
Ooh.
Are
they intelligent? Do they understand when people talk, or are they just
around the mountain?
They are intelligent. They're also not vicious.
Cool. Mathan, what was the most ferocious beast that you guys had to fight and kill?
I'm going to say the mountain lions.
Oh. Were they normal-looking mountain lions?
No, these ones, as well as obviously having already being very stealthy because they're cats, they can almost like chameleon-like. They can change to fade into like the color of the rocks and that, so you can pass right by them. They don't necessarily have to stalk you. They can just sit by paths, and then they pounce on you.
Who got pounced?
It has to be Jaylin.
Jaylin, you got pounced by a mountain lion and you overcame it. But did it cause you any serious wounds?
No, because he has that Fey armor.
Yeah.
It surprised the crap out of me.
Awesome. As you guys are continuing forward, keeping your eyes out for any more trouble, you come across a waterfall that is just coming right down the side of the kind of the stony hill that's between you and the mountains itself. And the water has a shimmering gold light to it and there's little flecks of gold coming out of the water. And immediately Iago runs forward and starts taking off of his clothes to jump in.
Iago?
Goes, Dad! Dad!
Dad?
Dad! Don't you feel it? The energy of the gold dragon. My father I've never met him. I've only heard Mother's stories. But this is his essence in the water. He's bathed in it recently, wherever upstream.
If he touches the water, will he turn to gold?
No.
Okay.
Alexander,
If we touch the
Kevin
water, will we
Lee.
turn to gold?
Find out by touching the water.
You know what?
I like.
Jaylin's actually going to start stripping down as well. He's like, okay, fine, let's go swim.
Oh my.
Oh, come on now.
Everybody roll Constitution.
To resist Jaylin's charms as he's stripping off.
No, although that would be pretty funny.
I mean, Kethra failed.
Oh, well, of course. Kevin's a little
Kethra?
distracted.
This water is freaking icy cold. Like everybody else is making the cold. To you, it's just like mind-numbingly. And you're in that place in the water where either you keep going in, just gritting your teeth, or you have to run out. But you can't stand exactly where you are.
I have to run out.
Jaylin, my gosh, she's pretty when she's running naked for her clothes.
Yeah, he just kind of like was in the middle of a sentence and just stopped and just turned and is watching.
Alexandra, to you,
Yes.
the water doesn't feel that cold at all, actually. It feels like a very comfortable temperature. And there is definitely, this river is protected by a dragon. Upstream, but you can just feel that kind of resonance of healthy life, draconic energy in the water. And Iago is just drinking it up.
She's just gonna sigh and just stop the boy where he is and just say, don't drink too much. Power is good, but in too big amounts it can be bad.
And he goes, I understand. Kethra, actually Mathan, what are you doing? Go to you first.
Yeah, Mathan had jumped in as well. And I don't know if you want to make me roll for it, but I'd like him to change into a fish. It's just like
you are able to turn into a giant salmon.
okay.
And cavorting around the water, and Iago thinks that's the funniest thing ever. And
Yeah,
he's
he's like swimming in circles around Iago, like ducking through his legs and like leaping over him and stuff.
Meanwhile, back on the shore, Kethra, you've got your clothes on. You've got your cloak wrapped around you. I would like for you to roll Discern Realities for me.
Alrighty.
Ask a question.
What here is not what it appears to be?
There are some bushes that are moving closer to you all. As you peer at them, you see some little legs sticking out from under them, like the bushes are camouflage, and something small but humanoid are using the bushes to try and get closer to your group without being spotted.
Is there any way that I can either interfere or maybe knock the bushes off of these legs?
How would you like to do that? The answer is yes. But it is how would you like to do that?
Well, I do carry a staff with me. I kind of just want to stick my staff under one of the bushes and like knock it up into the air off of whatever is underneath it.
Absolutely.
Do I need to roll for that?
Roll dex and don't fail.
Or I
Yep.
could roll double ones.
I thought we said don't fail.
See, but that's the magic words to make someone fail.
Of
It always
course.
happens.
You meant so well. You had such good intentions to it all. But fortunately, what happens is the person that was in the bushes, as you try to knock it with its staff, it sort of lunges and grabs you, and now there is a dwarf that's kind of wrapped around you and has a knife pointed at your belly button and goes,
Oh.
"Don't scream. Don't make a sound." Meanwhile, back in the water, everybody who would like to make a discern realities roll.
Jaylin's like, I smell trouble. No. Well, I mean, yeah, he does. Okay.
All right. Well, we'll start with the Mathan.
Uh-huh.
Something's going on over where you guys had just shrugged your clothes off. And as you start to turn around, you see Kethra. I'm going to move Kethra over here. And give me a moment here, sorry. Is surrounded by 3 dwarvish figures, all with knives.
Okay. And can I take an action?
Yes. And this is the point the other 2 of you turn, and you also see them.
Just remember, you're still a fish in the water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, you are a fish. Your action is going to become an unfish, which means Jaylin and Alexandria are going to
I
have
was going to ask, like, feel free to say no, but can I, like, shoot out of the water as a fish, and in midair above one of the dwarfs just change into a bear and fall on it?
Did you just magic carpet?
Yeah.
Roll dex, and you're going to need a 10 or higher.
Roll dex, okay.
Do we still have the bless?
No.
Oh.
Okay, you have a choice.
Okay.
You can, as a fish, you jump out of the water and attempt to slap yourself into the face of one of the dwarves.
Okay.
Or you can jump out of the water and shapeshift yourself into a bear, but it won't be in the air. It'll be after you land on the ground.
Just flap around into
now slapping someone in the face as a fish, you are putting yourself in danger.
Okay. You know what? Just for the lols, we're going to do it as a fish.
Yes! Magic carp!
Fish.
Yep.
Magikarp, use splash attack! Splash attack, Magikarp!
Yeah,
Okay.
so he just, like, he sees this, and he quickly swims to like the far edge, of the water, and he just races to the edge and launches himself out at one of the dwarfs standing next to the one that's holding Kethra. And just, salmon now face planting into him.
Just a salmon
Alright.
slap into the face.
Salmon slap. Roll your damage.
Can I get some Saba pings in the chat, please?
Oh, well, I mean, it's kind of...
For once, I'm okay with rolling a 1 on damage.
I would have laughed if you rolled a 6.
You slap the dwarf, and the dwarf goes, "Husballs! What the fuck?"
Oi!
Jaylin, what would you like to do?
Jaylin is going to pull himself out of the water, and as he does, shift into a wolf. And he is snarling and approaching and trying to draw attention away from the flopping fish.
Can Alexandra assist in this?
Yes, you can. I was going to
I
ask
want
what
to
you...
cast a spell to make 2 more werewolves appear alongside him.
Yeah, so he's in
Go
his wolf.
ahead.
So yeah, so it's
Just
so
2
now,
more wolves.
yeah, so it looks like a pack of 3 wolves now that are there.
All right, roll your intimidation via charisma.
Mine?
Jaylin, no.
Charisma?
Oh, I've still got to roll to cast a spell.
Yeah, you're casting your spell, and you roll for that as well.
11.
All right, now make 2 more of them.
You want me to roll for the wolves? Okay.
No. For the
Oh, you're gonna
spell.
have me. Oh.
Yeah, Elle rolled a 10 on that.
Okay. All of a sudden there's these 3 wolves that appear, and these 3 dwarves see them charging straight at them. And they're going to try and run back off into the woods. Imagine, if we have a wood map. I failed at maps this week. I often do. So, Kethra, they're leaving you alone now. And they're trying to run off.
Can I trip one of them on their way past?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm just gonna like, oh, you're not getting away that easy, and I stick my the bottom of my staff out in front of them and just try to trip one of them.
Roll your dex.
Don't fail.
God damn it!
Why did you say something else? Oh!
You both go down. Like, you trip him, he trips you, you land on top of this dwarf, and now there's 3 wolves, one of which is Jaylin. Jaylin, there is a dwarf on top of your Kethra. He was trying to grovel and apologize and go and scream, and his other 2 friends run off and leave him behind.
I would like to pounce so I could like knock him off. And I would like to be above him and snarling in his face, but I'm not gonna hurt him.
Make an attack, and you just roll no damage. Just don't botch. That's all.
Will you guys please stop saying just don't botch, please? 11.
You
bowl him over, land on
knock
top of
him off of Kethra.
So I'm standing on top of him and just growling down.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Iago is laughing really hard, and he comes to rescue Mathan the fish. It's like trying to throw you back in the water before you suffocate. And Alexandra, you still have your two illusionary wolves. Did you want to send them chasing after the other 2 dwarves to just make them run further and faster? Or
Can
was
I send
something
them
else?
chasing after and try and herd them back towards us?
You can try, yeah.
Alright, so what do you want me to roll for that? Do you just
roll
want me to
intelligence.
re-roll cast a spell?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let's cast a spell then. There you go.
Awesome. The other two are running around in circles at this point, being chased by the illusionary wolves. And they finally stop and go, fine, we surrender. Call off your dogs.
And she has them back away a little bit, but still has them close by.
And the one on the ground is like closing his eyes, going, please don't hurt me.
And I'm assuming Jaylin is still in wolf form, so I'm just going to kneel next to his face and say, well, that depends on what you have to say for yourself, friend.
All right. He goes, I'm Jolie. And these are my brothers, Holy and Rolly.
So you're Jolie, Holy, and Rolly.
Of the Swift Rock clan.
And why were you sneaking up on my friends?
To steal your shit.
I'm afraid that's not a good answer.
No. I meant. I'm sorry. We're just hungry. It's been a bad week. We mistook you for kobolds, says one of the others.
Kobolds? I look like a kobold? And Kethra's super offended at this.
And Alexandra has the wolf, one of her illusionary wolves, started to approach this one, growling.
And that would be Rolly. And Rolly's going, fine. We knew you weren't kobolds, but you are strangers. And it's like, and you we're distracted.
Oh, you silly dwarves! Did your mother never teach you that strangers are friends? That you just haven't met yet? You should treat others with respect.
And Jolie goes, but we're outlaws.
So are we,
Outlaws,
actually.
You say?
And Jolie, he goes, yeah. And I make terrible dwarf voices, and I apologize. Jolie looks at Kethra when she says, "You're outlaws too?"
We're not exactly welcome in this part of the world.
Huh. He goes, well, since we're all brothers and sisters outside the law, we could invite you back to our camp. Huh? And Holy is elbowing him, going, not a good idea.
We could kill you.
And Holy goes, that's a worse idea. That's a bad idea.
We could hand them in.
I kind of like the killing idea better.
Yeah, but you guys don't really have that much gold, and maybe getting favor with the dwarves that are on the side of the law would help us out.
Yeah, but he said I looked like a kobold, and the son of a bitch put a knife to my throat. I would get more satisfaction out of killing him.
Mm-hmm. And one of his brothers goes, "Milady, and he goes, let me apologize for my brother's stupidity. You are a fine, beautiful as humans go woman, and you look nothing like a kobold. Besides, his mother's second, third cousin was half kobold. For him, it was a compliment."
Just look at them skeptically. Well, all right. We could learn a lot from we could learn something from these guys.
And Alexandra just walks up to one and kneels down and says, "Tell me, do you know anything about magic?"
No.
That was quite evident by how you fell for my illusions.
And he sighs and he goes, there are dwarf clans that practice magic, but the Swift Rock clan is not one of them. And he goes, and for that matter,
They're
the
not swift
magic.
either. But, the wolf is just...
And he goes, for that matter, most magic done by the dwarven peoples involves crafting and the making of items that are magical. We don't spell cast like humans or God or the God or Allfather forbid the elves.
And yeah, she nods and just says, "Yes, I know. Father got me a dwarven tutor to teach me enchanting when I was growing up. Very useful skill."
Oh, you sound noble. And he suddenly starts grinning and he goes, you sound like a woman that needs a manservant or two.
And you sound like the kind of uncouth swine that my father would kill on sight.
You stop with the killing. It isn't like we even hurt her.
There was intention, and intentions are as bad as doing the action.
And I just kind of scrunch Jaylin behind the ears and say, and my wolf friend here does not like it when you threaten his friends. Especially me.
And Jolie goes, okay, and kind of puts up his hands and makes sort of a consolidating or conciliatory gesture and goes, okay, let's just make this right. We're very sorry we attacked you. We're going back to our camp. We're going to let you all live in peace and prosperity. The fuck away from us.
I'm gonna let out a little laugh there and say, "Oh, if only it were that simple." I'm afraid you're not going anywhere, but you're welcome to join us for dinner.
And one of his brothers goes, for dinner or as dinner?
For dinner. We don't eat dwarfs. The meat's too tough.
The wolf barks and bares his teeth.
Because your canid needs a leash.
Oh, he's gonna pad right over to that one. He's gonna lift his leg and he's gonna pee on him.
And he's like oh, and he's being a dumb dwarf. Defy danger. He's going to try and kick you.
Let's defy danger based on Dex.
Dex. You nimbly get out of the way, and his foot skids out from under him, and he actually lands on his back with this oof.
And I resume peeing on him.
The other two are backing off, laughing. They're just laughing and holding their sides as their brother, it's Holy, who's on the ground. And
hold on, would we notice them backing away?
No, they're not backing. They're backing away from getting peed on, but they're laughing so hard they can barely move. So they're not trying to escape.
Oh, good, because they wouldn't want to escape.
And Jolie goes, and I can pronounce him, Holly Peacemell of the Swift Rock clan. And Holly Peacemell is going, the gods, this is the gods curse you all. And it's just tries to crawl towards the river to get away from the wolf.
And the wolf lets him. He's already had his. Yeah, he's done what he's gonna do.
All right. The other two wolves vanish away. And unless there's anything specific people want to do to the three dwarves, you get to make camp and have some dinner with them.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
And Jolie goes, so why are you humans and you, Sir Dwarf Druid, here in the Hilllands? You're treasure hunters, aren't you?
We don't seek treasure.
And he goes, well, good. Because there's not as much of it around as there used to be.
Oh. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, all the treasure hunters coming up through the towering mountains. And Frostheim. Going through all the ruins. And at this point in time, King Noggin of the yeah.
Tell me, is he much for walks?
No, because King Noggin had one of his legs chopped off eaten by a dragon, and it's been replaced with a mithril peg leg.
Hey, Laurel.
Yes.
Becca says to check your Discord, but yeah.
All right, it goes. So, King Noggin, mithril leg.
What kind of ruins?
Jaylin is still a wolf, but he's kind of like doing that little.
Motley.
He's put a bounty out on treasure hunters.
Well, I can assure you we are no treasure hunters, but I am interested to hear more about these ruins. We're looking for information, if you will.
And he goes, okay. What's your proposition?
Well, we won't turn you in.
And like one of his brothers, like jabs him when it goes, and we helped them steal some of King Noggin's treasure. And he goes, oh. And then he looks, how the bloody fuck are we going to be able to steal some of the king's treasure? It's like, it was bad enough we stole a sheep. And we got branded and outlawed from the village. We couldn't even steal a single sheep, right? How are we going to break into the troves and steal treasure? And his brother sighs.
Well, it just so happens that before we came to this place, a few of my friends and I were members of a thieves' guild, and I serve the god of thieves and secrets. Perhaps we can work together, come to an agreement.
Oh, really? You can see the greed filling their eyes, and they go, well, you and your filthy wolves are pretty powerful. I think we could work out an agreement.
Hey, do not call my wolves filthy. They were illusions of the highest pedigree.
You flatter me, but insults will get you nowhere where my wolf is concerned. And I just wink over at Jaylin.
I have to do this. I'm sorry. I have to roll charisma. Due to a conversation we had earlier on stream before game started, Jaylin is licking himself.
Wow.
You know, during that whole filthy wolves comment.
Holly P smell is like starts bending down to pick up a rock, but his brothers restrain him and start hissing at him, going, "It's going to eat your face. Just leave the creature alone." And the other one whispers in his ear and goes, "Besides, this Kethra chick's not bad looking for a human.
Can I roll to hear that?
Maybe she likes men who are short." Yes. Yeah, you don't have to roll. You have wolf hearing.
Do we all hear that or just
No,
Jaylin?
just Jaylin.
He looks up and he stands up, right? And he just walks right over to the one that said that. Just stares at him.
Seems you've rubbed my wolf friend the wrong way.
Isn't that Kethra's job?
No, she only rubs him the right way.
Yumi, how do you feel about this scene?
Shh, I'm not here.
Yumi.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning, sunshine.
I'm just sorry.
You're fine.
You're fine.
So, I wonder if I should just do this now. Yep. Jaylin shifts back up. As he stands in front of this door.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I mention my wolf friend is a werewolf? Sorry.
Now,
The three of them kind of freak out.
Yeah, he's
And
human
is
again.
Jaylin naked?
Whoa.
He is stark naked. Not because I know that the armor would shift with him, but he wasn't wearing the armor when he was in the water.
Yeah, that's what I was
with his
thinking,
stuff.
yeah.
So yes, so he is stark naked, standing in front of the dwarf that was talking about Kethra.
Who now has a big old Jaylin package in his face.
Wow.
Special
Really?
delivery for the dwarf.
You know, I was
Roll for
resisting the
this
urge
level.
to say anything, but since Martkos has, is Jaylin hung?
I'm not answering that question. That is not.
Roll
That
Constitution.
is not. No, that is not. That has nothing to do with the roleplay that's taking place right now. Laurel, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Get out.
Apparently he's not that big according to that roll.
The GM doesn't get the roll dice. Oh god, there demands in the chat for me to roll it. Hey Jaskar, how you doing? You came in at an
2D?
interesting time.
2d6, Pook.
Why am I rolling 2d6?
And
He
don't
does suck.
blush it.
That's why.
Oh, fine. Yeah.
Better.
Better. You're average. You're average.
Nothing special.
Nothing
Oh my
unspecial either, though.
God.
Jeez. He's average.
Okay,
I've seen bigger on a dwarf.
Twitch.
It's well. God damn it, you all! You just know that Azu's gonna be drawing this after stream.
After I have a feeling he's doing it. Are you kidding?
She's doing it now. Just the normal. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with. Maybe he's a grower and not a shower. Why are we having this conversation? Get back to the fucking roleplay.
Wait, how old is
Hey.
Jaylin?
We're not answering this.
This is
Isn't he
important
like
world building
17?
stuff, okay?
Not in human form, Torg. Why are we asking this?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if depending on how old Jaylin is, he's still got time to grow. It's fine. It's fine.
Laurel, get control of your game.
I'm so embarrassed right now. I wish there was Poop Cam because I just imagined the full red face right now.
I got a resub during this?
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Ansonia,
Seems
thank you
like
for 9
yesterday
months.
you got partnered. Now I'm celebrating 9 months sub to a fun, entertaining and awesome streamer. Keep riding hard.
Exactly, Azu.
Keep riding hard. I will. Thank you for 9 months. What's the name of our baby? Our sub baby. Oh, baby. All right. So yes, he's standing very imposing over the dwarf.
And the dwarf goes, I am sorry, sir. I apologize. I am honored to smell like your pee.
Didn't Jaylin is face palming? Yeah. Because he looks to Kethra and he goes, "You really want to work with these guys?" You know, Yarzari makes a good point. I mean, he did get out of cold water.
Yes, it was shrinkage.
That was a while ago.
Oh,
Yeah, plus he was stuck near Alexandra. She has a natural aura of warmth around her anyway because of her magic.
And I just kind of turned to Jaylin quietly and said, maybe they can give us some information about your family.
He sighs and walks back over to his things and gets dressed. Or at least tries to.
As he walks past Mathan, like, he chuckles and says, "I thought we were past this whole, changing back to the naked thing."
We are. He goes, "I just left my clothes there." He points. And he goes, "Why did you fish slap him?"
And he just kind of, like, looks at you and is like, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
You have
And Iago goes, "You could have been hurt."
Oh, poor Iago.
Jaylin is stopping it and he's going, "You have every animal at your disposal, and your biggest offense is salmon."
So, Laurel,
Yes.
Alexandra's walked up to the group of dwarves and has just poked them with the blunt end of the blade of her scythe. And it's just like, so, dragons, this area, talk.
Right, Silver? You get it.
Goes, well, there's two kinds. There's two broods. There's the gold the gold dragons, and there's the ice dragons. The gold dragons have treasure of their own and are allies of the dwarven people of the mountain. The ice dragons are mean motherfuckers and would just as soon eat you as talk to you, and probably will.
And she just laughs and says, no, they don't eat my family. But they eat dwarves like you.
It's like, they eat dwarves like everybody. We're their favorite food.
I'm not surprised. Although you'd think they could find better.
And then Rolly, who seems to be the smartest of the three, like pokes his brother and goes, but ice dragon scales are worth a lot of coin, and I am sure these brave and noble heroes would be happy to save dwarven villages from young dragons. And we can take the scales and we can earn ourselves the king's favor and titles. And this is the point that Iago just goes, stop. You are not killing dragons, even dwarf-eating dragons.
And even Alexandria's got her scythe blade to his neck at this point.
And he goes, eep.
Oh, did we neglect to introduce you to our other friend? And Jaylin just gestures at Iago.
And now Holly P smells like pee yet again as he pees himself out of fear of Alexandra and her blade.
I say we keep the smart one. We let the others do whatever they're gonna do.
On one condition.
What's that?
You don't tell anybody you met us or came across us. And if you do, I will find you. And then I will kill you.
Roll charisma, Kethra.
Can I assist?
Give yourself a +1. And yes, I'm just giving you an automatic assist there. And they're more afraid of Jaylin than they're afraid of you, but they take you seriously. And they go, "Oh, right, but we need a guarantee. We need you to give your word on and a shake." And he like spits into his palm and holds it out.
Done. And I reach out. I spit in my hand and I shake his hand.
All right. The other two.
Jaylin says you're going to wash that hand.
Jolie and Holy head off. Rolly, on the other hand, becomes your dwarven retainer. And he goes, "Really, thank you. Thank you. My brothers were going to get me killed. If not today, then tomorrow. Ma sent me off to rescue them or to help to keep them along after they got themselves convicted of stealing a sheep. But I think I'm just better off and with all of you. And I give you my word that I will be a good retainer. I just need you to promise to pay me whatever you think is fair."
Fair enough. We don't have much coin to pay you, but I can promise that I won't let you die.
If you'll just pay me a share of whatever you obtain while I'm in your services.
Done.
Right. And he goes, "How about an 1/8 of what you gained?"
Seems kind of high for a retainer.
How about a 1/10?
How about a 5th?
5th's higher than... Okay.
That's not how this works.
And he shakes your hand again. This time with a big grin on his face.
Damn it, Kethra's bad at math.
And Alexandra's looking at the other two, just like, did we really just let this happen?
Jaylin actually speaks up and goes, Huh, they didn't let me read the right books?
And I just looked at the party and say, this poor fool doesn't understand. We're not after treasure. We're after information. I've told you that. There's no coin in that.
You just hear like Mathan mumbling to himself, like, I've lived in the forest most of my life, and I knew that.
We get it, Grandpa. You're smart.
And he just like glares at Jaylin and is like, "Don't make me fish slap you."
And Alexander walks over to Mathan.
He goes, bring it on. I got another round of pee in me.
Oh.
Yeah, Alexander walks over to Mathan, just trying to diffuse these two. Just being like, so Mathan, have you read many books?
Iago is face palming.
The other just turns to Jaylin. Jaylin, heal.
Jaylin stops, like he actually listens to the command and then realizes he did, and he's like... What? We were joking.
Thank goodness she's better at obedience than she is at math.
Well, I mean... It's okay. I don't think we need math where we're going.
Out of character and out of curiosity for possibly a later date, Laurel, would a skunk be a forest animal?
Yes.
Oh,
I don't even have to think about it. Yes,
you can't
absolutely.
ask that question innocently. Like, no.
Thank you. Thank you for that information, Laurel.
I'm always happy to help.
I was hoping you'd like that, Yumi. Where we're going, we don't need math. Jaylin actually turns to Iago and goes, good job.
Thank you.
You stood up for something you believed in.
I did.
And he reaches out to ruffle his hair, but stops.
Aww.
He just claps a hand on his shoulder.
Next session, your new dwarven retainer will lead you guys up above the falls.
Yay!
And there will be a map, because now I know exactly where you guys are going to be, which I wasn't sure of this time. Yumi, we are so going to get you in. I would have, if I hadn't been so close to wrapping up, I would have just grabbed you and yanked you in today. But I am so ready and looking forward to getting you back in the game.
We need
much
more
and
Yumi.
much. Yeah, for real.
So guys, I suppose that's where I say that we are wrapping up for today. I want to say thank you for hanging out with us and finding out the size of Jaylin's dick. I think it's been a really, really great stream, interesting from start to finish. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to go ahead and just throw the host over to Marathi. I know he went live, and he's a friend of the stream. Go say hi to him. Go tell him that he smells like pee. No, don't actually say that. His mods might time you out not understanding. Is he live? Yeah, he's live. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, stay beautiful and bye. Wait. One more thing. I found something.
Oh.
Oh.
What did you find?
I found this.